Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to talk about a different kind of topic. I know it's kind of a downer. Many people don't like to talk about death or dying, but I'm going to keep it real, and I think this is helpful for me and other people. So due to my trauma, I had a lot of anxiety, and I do suffer from anxiety on a regular basis, and I try to manage it as much as I can by living in the now, being present, and not thinking about the past or the future too much. But I'm human, so sometimes I get caught up. But I have gotten a lot better, and I don't think I have a fear of death anymore. It's more so little anxieties. I'm a mom, so I think about like not being here with my children anymore. That brings me a lot of, it's kind of sad. I know that we all gonna go one day, but just living life without my children or not seeing them grow up is probably my main fear, not really the fear of death. But the actual fear of death is called thanophobia. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And I'm going to read something from my Cleveland Clinic .org or clevelandclinic.org. I will cite my source in the description of this video. Thanophobia is an extreme fear of death or the dying process. You might be scared of your own death or the death of a loved one. Psychotherapy can help most people overcome this disorder. Another name for this condition is death anxiety. You might be anxious about your own death or the death of someone you care about. I have overcome, I think, for the most part, thanophobia. I don't have a fear of death per se. I know it's going to happen. But my biggest thing, like I said, is leaving life without my children. I really want to make sure that I do all the things I can to prepare them and to prepare myself. Like, I really just can't imagine living life without them. So it's just some things that I need to work on with that. It's hard to talk about stuff like this because people tend to judge you because you have anxiety, or they judge you because, oh, why are you worrying about that? That's how I was raised. That's how I grew up. People always shaming me for having anxiety or being sensitive or, being anxious, but I couldn't help it. Again, I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, and I never was reassured. No one ever calmed me down. It was always just constantly intense anxiety, never knowing what to expect, never knowing when something else bad is going to happen. So it just something that I was conditioned to feel. But through counseling and stuff like that, I have gotten better, but I'm not completely cured because, it's just the way I am right now. But I'm not sure if anybody else can relate to me. I mean, I used to be really afraid. Like, just going to sleep was hard for me. I even joined a Facebook group for people who suffer from thanophobia. I'm still in that group. I think I kind of put the group on mute where I don't really see the post that much because honestly, it can be triggering, and it could be overwhelming to see other people constantly talking about death and how they're fear of it. And like, the biggest thing is like, a lot of us just cannot believe that once we're dead, that's it. A lot of us cannot grasp the concept that our brain will be dead, our heart won't pump anymore, there's no such thing as a soul, and our mind will just be gone. There's no more thoughts. And some people don't believe in reincarnation. What if once we die, we're just dead and that's it? And I think that's what's hard for a lot of people in the group, is that we just can't believe that that's it, and that's the hardest thing. You just hope that there's more, or there's an answer. Like, wow, we just live, especially for those of us who've had trauma. You can't believe that you were born, bad things happen to you, and you're dead, and that's it. Like, there's no peace after that. Like, is that it really? But death is like such a big mystery. One day we just showed up on earth, and then we're gonna be gone. There's no one that can come back, and no one has come back and said, hey, this is what happened. This is what happened. I've heard of like near-death experiences, and hearing from those experiences give me some type of peace. I've only read about positive things, like if it feels like a sense of comfort, warmth, and just peace. So, it makes you feel like, okay, well, hopefully it's peaceful. But sometimes you hear about people having a very tragic death and a horrific death, and it's like, what peace can you achieve from that? But after the tragedy, allegedly there is some peace. I don't know, but just the idea of your body decomposing and worms and bugs and you're stinking, and I'm getting too graphic, but it's a lot. The more healing I have done, the more at peace I am internally, the better I am at dealing with the idea of death. So it's really important to heal and be at peace. The healing journey is a never-ending journey for me. Like it's something new that I'm learning every day. There's something that I'm dealing with every day. You know what I mean? Like you might get through one hurdle and then tomorrow you go through another hurdle. It's just a ever never-ending job, but I'm not going to give up. So I just continue growing and learning and loving my children, my biggest inspirations, and just try my best to live in the moment and living life to the fullest because, like the cliche saying, like, tomorrow is not promised. And before you go to bed at night, are you satisfied with the life you live for the day? Are you satisfied with your life overall? And sometimes I have regrets because I've done things that I'm not proud of due to my traumas, Like if I didn't experience those things that were forced on me, I would not have been in these situations. So, you think about stuff like that. But I know that we cannot dwell in the past. It's very important to forgive yourself, live in the moment, and just look forward to tomorrow. That's all we can do.